Hi, this is Amelia from Pithy Wordsmithery, and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can overcome your writer's block. A lot of people have the goal of writing a book at some point in their life, but very few people actually do it. Why? Because it's hard, but it's not hard in the way that people usually think it is. Most people think it's hard because they have to come up with the idea, do the research, get a fancy book deal to fund the project, those kinds of things. But by far, the hardest part about writing a book is actually sitting down and getting the words on paper. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can overcome your writer's block and make the writing process much, much easier. If you're like most people, you sit down in front of your computer and you stare at a blank screen for a little while before you actually get started writing. Maybe you rewrite the same paragraph 5 times, or maybe you don't even sit down in front of your computer because you don't even get that far. You question whether you have anything good to say, and you doubt yourself, and you don't even give yourself a chance. I used to have that problem too, until I was on deadline to finish a book. If I didn't get 65,000 words on paper by a certain date, we could lose our publishing deal and have to give back the advance money. That would have damaged my relationship with the author and my career. And I was under a lot of pressure, but it helped me learn an important lesson. Writing is actually about math. You have a total number of words that you need to get by a certain date. All you have to do is divide that by how many days you have to write, and you'll figure out how many words you need to write each day. When you're writing a book, you usually have at least a few months to do it. So if you divide that out by the number of words per day, you really don't have to write that much content at one time ever. For my first book, I did the math and I figured out my goal for writing each day. And that was my main focus. I knew that I made a promise to myself that I was going to write that many words per day no matter what. And sometimes it really honestly was a bit painful. I didn't always feel like I was in the mood to write, but I needed to get the words on paper, so I did. And honestly, a lot of the time I felt like I was writing total crap that I was going to have to go back and redo later, but I did it anyway. And this was when something weird started happening. When I went back to review my work later, I realized that what I wrote was usually pretty good. I was shocked, actually. It wasn't a Zen-like experience when I was writing. I didn't feel inspired. I did it because I had to do it. I had to get those words on paper. And that was when I realized my writer's block isn't real. I was waiting to get some type of feeling to let me know that I was ready to write. I was waiting to get in the zone, but that feeling never came, and it turns out that I didn't even need it. So I wasn't having writer's block. I was having a confidence issue and a time management problem. So if you've ever had writer's block, that might also be what you have. I want to share an example of a similar experience I had a while back. I took a charcoal drawing class with some friends. Now, I'm not a great drawer. I just did it for fun. I didn't necessarily think I was going to be any good at it, but at least it would be something fun and enjoyable. It was one of those things where you bring some wine and just, have fun with your friends. So when we got there, it turns out that they had a live model there, and they wanted us to draw different poses from this model every 30 seconds. She was just going to move through the poses, and we were going to draw her every 30 seconds. We all thought that sounded crazy. I didn't even feel confident that I could draw a figure in a couple of hours, let alone 30 seconds. But the format was actually really awesome because we didn't have time to doubt ourselves or worry if we could do it or overthink it. We just had to do it and keep doing it. And so we were all actually amazed at how well we did. The drawings obviously weren't perfect, but they actually resembled the human form, and you could tell what position the model was in every drawing. So I think you can also apply this to writing. Don't overthink it, just do it. I bet you can actually do a much better job than you think. So let's get back to the math of writing. Do you think you can write one double-spaced page per day? That's about 300 words. It's not that much. So I think a reasonable amount of time to do this would be about an hour. Sometimes you'll get it done in 10 minutes. Other times you'll be racing against the clock to get it done in 1 hour. But if you can write that one page double-spaced per day, and you can do that 3 days a week for 1 year, you'll have about 47,000 words, which is considered a full-length manuscript. Or spend 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, and you'll have a full-length book in only 6 months. When you think about it this way, you can see how overcoming writer's block is actually really easy, and it just comes down to doing the math. You figure out how many words you need to write each day, which probably isn't that many, and then you just sit down and you make yourself do it. I have faith in you. You can do this. Again, this is Amelia Forczak from Pithy Wordsmithery. If you want to learn more about writing books, check out our website.